What's going on, everybody? Jason with HOJ Forge. Welcome back to another video. Hope you all are enjoying the way I'm doing the channel now. If you are, please leave a comment. If you're not enjoying the way I'm doing the channel, hey, leave a comment too, because I'd love to know. But today I'm continuing on with this knife. I've done all the hand sanding. None of that. I filmed any of that or taped any of it, whatever it's referred to now. I didn't put it on camera because it's really dang boring. It's just hand sanding for hours and hours and hours and hours. But I got it down to 1200 grit. And then I've been trying to decide, do I leave it here with that kind of matte finish? Do I etch it? Do I put a high gloss finish on it? On a lot of knives that I take to like the shows, the craft shows, and sell them in the $100 range, $150 range. I put a big high mirror gloss finish on it because the people that are buying those knives want the shiny and the pretty and the ooh, look at that. But true knife collectors and true knife users tend not to like that mirrored finish because they show flaws. If you go out and use the knife, it's going to get scratches on that high gloss finish. So matte finishes are very popular. I've been thinking, I've been going back and forth between just etching it and getting, that dull gray ferric chloride etch on it, or doing like a stonewash thing. A few people have suggested that. I don't want to do the stonewash because I want to keep that. And I've been real hesitant about etching it, period. But I think I can etch it just for a couple of minutes and then sand it back so that it's just kind of a duller gray, but still kind of that matte finish. So I've been working on the guard here, and on one of the last videos I forged the cable Damascus to make that guard. And I sort of started shaping this on the grinder the other day, and decided I still got one seam there where I had to forge weld it together to get a little more mass. And I decided that by the time I get done shaping this, it's just not going to be enough. It's not going to be big enough and beefy enough, thick enough, wide enough for this knife. It's a great big knife, and it needs something just a little more beefier than what that's going to wind up. I took the same leaf spring that I made the knife out of, because I thought I'm just going to do a simple drop down guard, the oval shape, dropping down, and shine it up, and then etch it the same as I'm going to etch the knife. The absolute worst thing I hate about filing knife guards is drilling those holes and then trying to get these little keyhole files in there and filing them all down until they meet so you can get a real normal file in there and start getting the edges done. So I got these little rotary bits, what do I call them? Magnesium? No. Cobalt? No. You know the ones I'm talking about. But they're these things. And I'm going to try, where are they? I'm going to try using this particular one to just get that hole a little better, a little bigger, so I can get the files in a little easier and that initial filing not be so something I hate. So hopefully this works. If it doesn't, then it's gonna be that. Look at there. About I don't know, 20 minutes maybe, if that, with just that one bit right there. The other ones are really quite big, and this one's wider than the knife down here, so I was just really careful to go in from one side, and then I flipped it over and went in the other side, and seriously in 20 minutes went down. Not a problem. And I had the name of it again. The steel. It's not steel. It's same thing my ring's made out of. Tungsten carbide. There we go. I knew I'd get it. So I'm going to put a link in the description. I bought these on Amazon for less than 10 bucks, I want to say. And I read the reviews, and they were all like, oh yeah, they work as good as the $100 set. And yeah, I don't know if they do. I've never used them before. But I will say, for $6, I think, $6, $7, maybe $8 with tax, money well spent to be able to get to that point where I can actually get a decent file in there and start getting this shaped to the tang. My work schedule at the jail where I work right now, I do these 12-hour days, and I don't know, every other week I get a 3-day weekend, and I don't know, it's just really hard to find time to work on this knife. So it's been like 2 days since I got that done. For you, it's like, beep, here you go. But I don't know. This knife should be done by now, but it's not. So anyways, I'm working on the guard a little bit right now, and it's 4th of July today. So I get to work on this, file it out, and as soon as I'm done, we're probably going off to do family stuff. So who knows? Maybe tomorrow we'll finish this thing. But anyways, I'm going to start filing here. When I'm filing a knife guard, this is where I tend to get in trouble with myself. It's almost there. I mean, it's just got another 3/4 of an inch or so, and it's there. And when I'm test fitting it, I'll wedge it in there pretty good, move it around a little bit like that, and then when you pull it out on the metal here, there'll be a shiny spot where it's sticking. So I know it's right in the middle, which I think is good. I mean, it means that I haven't gotten cockeyed one way or the other. But this is where I get in trouble, because then it's like, oh, I'm almost there, and I'll grab the file and I just wham, 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 and I'll just start going to town saying, I'll get it. But this is where you want to be the most careful. And because I'm so close, and the front of this is looking really good right now, I don't want to screw it up, so I'm just making sure my file's going in straight, if not slightly canted, so that the back side is a little bigger than the front. And I only suggest that just so I can get more. I'm using JB Weld these days for my guards, and it just lets a little more epoxy in there, which I think is not a bad thing. It's not like I'm sitting here going, okay, we gotta bevel out those back sides. I mean, I'm just talking a couple of degrees. But what you definitely don't want is to have it, I don't know what the term is, convex, maybe. You don't want it going the wrong way, so that the front of your guard is getting wider than the back of your guard, because then you'll just have huge gaps in the front. So this is all for aesthetics at this point. I mean, you can make a guard to fit any knife just by drilling out a few holes and you're done. But if you want it to look good, this is as time consuming as all that hand sanding. So, you know, there, I just did half a dozen passes, maybe just light ones, not going to town too much, and just a hair closer, and I'm just gonna go hair by hair by hair by hair. And I mean, I can tell it's, you know, 1/16 of an inch further in, maybe 1/8 of an inch. It's not going to go fast, and I'm going to take it real slow so I don't screw it up, because I want as close to perfect as I can get on these knives. You know, it depends on the knife you're making. There are lots of knives I make where it's like, yeah, whatever, just throw something on. But on this one, I've already been working on this for what, close to 3 weeks on and off, and I want it perfect when it's done. So I've got maybe 1/4 of an inch to go. If I was doing a brass guard, this is probably where I'd start trying to take a little tool, a little pipe that I squeeze down and try to force the guard on to get it more of a press fit. Or if you have a press, you can press fit it. Because this is steel, and it's actually spring steel, the same spring steel I used for the knife, is going to be quite a bit tougher than that, and I'm just going to file it to shape. But getting real close, little by little, and that gap in there, that is looking fantastic. So as long as I don't screw it up, I'm going to have a heck of a nice fitting guard here. It is just about there. I mean, you could call it good and be fine, but there's still just a, I mean, I can see it. You couldn't fit a hair in there, but I can see it. And so there's just one little tweak I want to do on the knife itself. So I just thought I'd show you how I do it. So since I already have the blade sanded down to where I want it for the most part, I just use some wood when I put it in my vise. Actually, is that the way it was working? I always like to keep it oriented the same way because my muscle memory gets in going here, you're going to file this way, you're going to file that way. So I know on this side I want to take that corner off just a hair, not even a hair. So that's about it. And then on this side I want just the opposite. I want just the inside taken off just a kitten's whiskers. I think that'll be good. The thing is to keep in mind is no matter how many times you have to dry fit it together, it's the right amount. You just do it till it's right. If you have to do it 5 times to get it right, hey, you lucked out. If you have to do it 100 times, hey, you got unlucky, but do it the 100 times so you get it right. I say, I mean, it takes you 30 seconds to dry fit something. The way I do this, I've had this piece of pipe forever that I made, that I just squished the end a little bit so it fit it'll fit over the tang, and it'll fit the shape of the guards better rather than sticking out and making marks. But just stick that on and just tap it. Tap it with a hammer. You'll know when it's set. There we go. I think that's pretty good. I want to go on that side. I want to go the back side just a hair more again. So, alright, one more. Okay, that's what I'm talking about. Is you just drive it. You do it till it's right. You want perfect, make it perfect. Who said that? Alex Steele? Brian Brazil? Alex Steele quoting Brian Brazil? No, something like that. Alright, there we go. I actually took it apart again about a dozen more times to get to fit exactly how I wanted it. If you don't do that, you know, if you're trying to put out the best quality work you can and you won't take another 20 minutes to get it right, it's always going to be bugging you. If you keep the knife, you're always going to be looking at it going, I could have done better. If you go to sell the knife, you're going to knock off some money because you're going to look at it and go, oh, I could have done better. So I don't know, another 20 minutes and I got it much better. So I'm real happy with that now. So now I got to shape this to where I want it. I got to put the handle, dry fit the handle on, and drill the pinhole and get that, and then start shaping the handle and the guard together because they're going to be, you know, I want a nice finger swell in there. So I'll start shaping this. I'll get the wood cut for the handle and get that fit on there. I'm not going to do the acid etch on the blade, I don't think, until I get done with the guard, just in case I hit something with some sandpaper while I'm trying to finish things up. So that's the acid etch is going to be one of the last things I do, and the guards are going to be done, and I'll just etch them together before I fit them together completely. But anyways, on to what, shaping, I guess.